Good evening. Earl here, and yeah, it has been a little too long. Um, I don't know, at least 2 weeks. Hello, Larry. Good to see you. Not sure if anybody else will be around, but that's okay. Just seemed like the time to just check in and say hi and just kind of give a little update. So, first off, the LFTD, Live from Tenacious Dugout, it's partly I guess, an homage to LFDH, which is Live from Daryl's House, which is a show that I think if you haven't caught many of those, you're probably not doing yourself any favors. I think you should. I think it's Access Television now has the rights to those, and but there's still, I think, plenty of stuff on YouTube if you just want to find some stuff that's good live recordings of music. We were just watching the Joe Walsh episode, which was quite nice. So yeah, what have I been up to? Well, frankly, yeah, I kind of got. I just feel like I'm in a rut, and it's not necessarily gaming related. It's just, I'd say, life related. I feel like things are just really crazy in this world right now, and I think it, for a long time I was just kind of like running to rolling dice to kind of like even me out, and then it just, it's almost gotten to the point now where I just needed a refresh, because it's like, I'm kind of tired, but I'm like any hobbyist, and I kind of feel like Tabletop Earl maybe in a similar place. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him too much, but he is doing fine. He's just in the middle of another hobby. As so, Larry Harris, good to see you. Looks like you've been bowling and golfing from what I've seen, and he says he's watching some bowling tonight as well. So, whatever strikes your fancy. But yeah, so I kind of done the same thing. I've had a couple different things here in the last 2 months, which have been like little bits of diversions from the tabletop thing. I still, I have my, my table set up here, but it's not quite in a place to do anything about it right now. So I'll tell you, this is what I've been doing, and I think I told you before, like Flight Sim was one of the things I did, and I'm probably going to do a little bit more of that before too long, but like, this is what I have gotten back to doing, and so here is, I painted this afternoon. It's the chassis. Nothing else. Nothing has been glued on it yet, but I want to mess around with some scale model stuff, because for one thing, I kind of feel like I want to find something kind of like hands-on for my son to like get into, and it's something that when I was about his age I was doing at school. They had like a club about it, and things look a little hazy. I guess it's because this lamp is like right here now. It used to be way off to the side, but since I've been doing the scale modeling, wow. My face looks like all blotchy now, so I don't know. Anyway, I don't think it's really that blotchy, but whatever the settings are on my camera, it looks kind of rough. Anyway, oh well. Maybe I can. Let me see if I can fix it. This just updated. It's some of the stuff just updated, so that kind of like, that's a little better. I just had an update of my little software here, and so it's kind of like threw everything into proportion. Anyway, so you know, the tabletop stuff, it hasn't clicked with him too much, and I had someone, and I think it may be RJL was the one who made the comment to me here in the last couple days about good luck with getting kids to do anything other than like watch YouTube or play video games or anything like that. And that's kind of like the thing. But I'm trying to, over the years we've tried to do little things like craft type stuff, and this is something that's a little bit more involved. And so I'm kind of like, I've gotten the engine component pretty much done here for this. It's going to be a 1950 truck. So, I got that put together. It might be a little tough to see. Hi, D. Scott Howard. So I've done that, and that was the chassis, and I got a whole bunch of other little guys here that I've kind of like painted up. You gotta like paint ahead, and before you some things you can like stick together, but before you paint, but other things you pretty much want to get them kind of like painted ahead of time. So, when I was young, I didn't really get very good at the. You can even see here. I think I missed a little. It's tough to see. It's tough to get. I don't know. Maybe autofocus is better on this now. Let me try. Clicking auto. Well, it is on. I don't know. Maybe if it gets up really close. It's dumb. Anyway. The thing is you just miss little pieces. Then you got to go back and kind of like recode them and stuff. So, but anyway, so I didn't get really good when I was young, and then I tried a little bit in my more adult years to do the scale modeling stuff. Did okay with it. What I'm finding now is that there are a lot of YouTube videos out there which are, really good as far as, pointers, and you can watch them for technique and all that stuff, and just things to improve. So and I mean, some of these guys are just like, they take it to the next level. I mean, kind of like what we do with the tabletop gaming, trying to find new projects, or making kind of like home brewing rules and things like that. They're taking all sorts of innovative ways to make a car look really excellent, adding stuff that's not with the kit and all those kinds of things. So anyway, so this isn't going to last too long. I'm actually probably going to put these things somewhere else so I can do something here, at some point tomorrow. Hopefully I'll do a ball game tomorrow at some point, because this stuff is pretty much dry. These things, they still end up being just like a little tacky. But the only other thing is with that, like I said, with that one, that makes me, maybe I didn't miss it. Look, I think maybe it was just the way the light was shining on it. Sometimes that's what happens with these things. Yeah, it's that one. But anyway, I'll probably put a lot of this stuff away and just like maybe hit that with a little bit of paint and then put it away tomorrow morning once it's fully dry, and then I'll deal with this in another day or so. I mean, once these things are painted, they're not going anywhere. I've got like, gonna have to deal with this. It's like the cab and body and stuff. I haven't taken out of the plastic. I don't necessarily want it to get all dusty. But yeah, so I started in on this Slacker stuff, and maybe that was another part of it that just kind of like got me feeling a little overwhelmed, because I just had been playing a lot of golf, and then I started doing, I just got into my head. I'm saying, I want to get this all wrapped up, so I have a couple weeks. and I'm just going to clip some stuff while I am talking with you guys. I was going to take a couple weeks between the end of the stuff I was doing and I don't know if I want to clip these things. I don't think I do because I still have numbers attached to them. It's kind of nice. I've been learning. Used to be I would just cut these things right off and then try and paint them, and then you end up with paint all over your fingers and it just gets messy. That's the one I need to leave out. But if you leave these, what they call it, sprue, but if you leave the stuff attached, then you got something to hold on to. You can use something like a clothespin to kind of like stabilize it and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so the golf just kind of like, I was doing so much of that I just kind of like, I need to take a break from it. And so, we got nice light blue shocks. Kind of tough to see it, I guess, but they don't want to be, they don't want to focus for me too much. But, so yeah, so that's kind of where I was at. So golf is going to be done for a little while. Probably, I'm kind of thinking December. Even the next one launches in November, but I'm just feeling like it's going to take me some time to like get refocused on that. I have little things that I really should do to prepare for when this comes out, and I just need to be in the right frame of mind, and I think all of you should keep that in mind when it comes to various things of this nature. Just don't force the issue. If we're all hobbyists. Here we go. We got like little paints. Remember these testers paints? Testers, cement. If we all have kind of like limits to our ability just to keep cranking. It's eventually it's gonna come up and kind of like bite you in the rear end, and just because, and this is right now, I will tell you from like right now personal experience. I feel like if you don't hear it when you're starting to deal with it, then it gets worse. Like, I dropped something here, so just give me a second. Also, half broke my chair. I'm really kind of bummed about that. I was stretching, and the back edge of this chair just kind of like popped out somewhat, and I'm not happy. But it's like that when you've got you got your car with like 190,000 miles on it, and you start to hear just something not quite right about that engine, but I'm just going to keep going. I don't have time to take it into the shop. I don't have the money. I don't have this or that or the other. I've got to keep going. I got to get to work, all this kind of stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, now your car is like out of commission for a week because they got to go and order everything, and they've got to like overhaul the engine. And you're thinking to yourself, man, do I need to just like do I need to invest in a new car? Should I just say I'm going to scrap it for parts? All this type of stuff starts wandering through your head, and it's not such a good thing. And it's kind of, I'd say it's the same thing kind of with this, is like, you just start questioning. I'm Michael Peterson. You just kind of start questioning, am I just hitting this wall, and I'm not only am I hitting the wall, am I just like smashing and destroying myself in the wall? And it's like, it's not that bad, but I'm just, you just have to keep these things in mind. I think that we're human, and we have limits, and we want to do this for the right reason, right? I keep looking over here because that's where my stupid picture is, and that's where all your great comments are. So keep them coming. We can have a conversation here. But you know, a lot of the time, when I try to get on here, I repurposed a little dude fishing, fly fishing there. I think my grandmother gave this to me. There's a saying on it: God grant that I may catch a fish so big that even I, when talking of it afterwards, may have no need to lie. I don't think I got the cadence right for the rhyme. That's okay. But that's where all my little tools have gone, that I've gone ahead and some of them I had from a while ago for this model building crap. But, you know, some of it not so much. So I purchased a few things at the old Lobby to Hobby. And so I picked up, got to be careful here, I don't want this to fall out. Picked up a set of hobby knives too. Kind of nice. Pretty sharp. At work I would get in trouble for this because this is considered an open blade. But it's okay. No harm, no foul. So, but yeah, I mean, also, if you guys ever want to get into this, definitely get the blades, you know, get some good cutting tools. Also, get yourself a good, like, cutting, like, self-healing. It's not only for cutting, but it's covering up my nice black countertop here that I do my tabletop gaming on. So, alright, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do with this guy because it's got all these little distributor caps and oil filters and all this kind of stuff, and I'm afraid that even though I've glued it, it might take a header. So I think I'm going to put it up in one of these drawers for now. So, once I do this, I should be a little bit more, like, focused. Actually, I'm going to do this while I'm talking to you as well. I've got, getting out the old gloss black, going to shake it up, going to go ahead and do this so that way I can deal with this and be done with it and say, this is all done. So yeah, I also have these, so I've got games I've got projects that are open, I've got games I want to play, and I'm just trying to figure out how best to tackle it all. You know, the second season football, I've got a project that I kind of feel like I want to do, and I just haven't really, like, you know what, why don't we just do this? You guys don't have to look at me, you can, let's see. I know you guys are here for baseball, but we'll just do a little bit of this anyway, just for giggles. So, yeah, we use this guy. Yeah, so, you know, so there's second season, there's the Stratomatic League I need to get finished up. The Slacker stuff that I really just feel like is so superfluous, but I still need to kind of do it. So I don't need a whole lot, but there's just this one section, and I can see it there, and it's bothering the heck out of me. So, you know, and but I've got games like I got Stratomatic football. I'd love to try and like get into. I bought App of Baseball. I never got really into that whatsoever, and I was gonna make sure I don't have anything else missing here. So, you know, Hockey Blast, Soccer Blast. I wanted to do something similar to what I did with Atba Soccer. Speaking of Atba Soccer, there's another game that I've purchased, and there's a little bit right there too. I'm glad I took another look at this, because sometimes just, you know, and it's tough because, you know, you get these little sections here, and it's really tough to, like, not paint them. Like, I've got these little, like, there's some little knobberooskies here that plug into different holes in the chassis, and so you know, I'm gonna have to. What I'll have to do is I'll have to take a little sander. I have these little like sanding sticks that where'd that one go? Did I put it in here? Well, I bought these. So another nice thing at Hobby Lobby, I bought these like sanding sticks. They're 120 or 240 grit, so they're pretty rough and tumble. Here's one of them. They're pretty. They scour pretty good, but you know, if you don't go like sanding your body with it after you paint it or anything, but anyway, so, you know, I've got these different things that are like, I've been in this, like, what do I say? I've also kind of been in a rut where, I really should probably use the new thing of thinner that I have. Get in a rut where I want to finish what I've started before I start anything new, and I feel like I'm kind of like stuck. So, let me put this back up here because you guys are going to say, oh, you might say, Earl, you're doing it wrong. But yeah, so that's just something that is constantly like running through my head. I realize I'm hanging on here. So, yeah, so I'm still like, I want to work at getting done with baseball, but I have other things. And I also have like the History Maker baseball stuff. It's just, I feel like I make a video like this every 2 months, and not with the painting so much, but with me talking about I have too many things left undone and too many things I'd like to do. What is this? This is just a video of me basically just trying to explain what I've been up to, because I don't know. I don't like, I feel like I haven't put, you know, I know I haven't put out a video in a little while, and it's not guilt, it's just I feel like I should tell you guys what's been up. And I also kind of like hope that through the process of me talking through this stuff that you guys see that it's not all like, it's not always hunky-dory. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of us come out here. I've done it for a long time. You know, I come on here, I act like the tabletop baseball thing is always A1, number one, always first thing on my mind every day. I live, breathe, walk, love. The love part is there, but, you know, it doesn't, I don't feel like it does you guys any big favors to sit here and act like it's unnatural for you to kind of like go through a lull. You know what I mean? Like, all of us do it. And just a second, I'm trying to put this drawer back. You know what? I'll put the drawer back after I'm done. All right. Now I can be a little more conversational. I've kind of like been in and out. So I don't feel like it's fair to just kind of like always put out videos that are just, you know, every day I'm going to put out a video where things are just awesome with the tabletop thing for me. You know, I have a lot of fun with this stuff, and you will too if you try it, but just, you have to understand. Like, here's another thing. So someone, I forget who, someone out there in the world of gaming, and I really need to go back and take a look and find out. You know, they sent me this guy. I have yet to do anything with it. And someone was just recently posting their recent project with it on probably on the tabletop baseball forum, you know, and it's like I have done absolutely nothing to look at it. The person, I think they were from the Philadelphia area. They sent me the Phillies 2008 season cards, and they sent me the Rays so I could actually do the series with it. And I just, every once in a while I'll see it over there. I'll be like, man, I feel kind of guilty because I haven't done anything with it. But again, I'm just in this like cycle of, sometimes it can feel like, the toilet. You're just like, oh, I'm just like trying to swim against the current and not get like flushed. So I needed something that was going to just sort of like clear my head. And I am starting now to really get sort of like juices for doing some other projects and stuff. So, or just to like get back and finish the projects I have. The baseball, I've been saying it won't take too long, and it won't. But now it smells really, really distillate in here, which, might be the reason why if I turn that up I look really like flush, because I may be. But so, the other thing, I mean, this is just one of the most unprecedented times, I would say, in the history of our country, where we have such polarity. I mean, the polarity in this country is just so strong right now. It's like you've got half the people over here, half the people over here, and it's like you don't even really need all of this programming on television to like talk to people, because they already know what they're going to do. There's like very, 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 very few undecideds out there. But you just you have to listen. You like I'm what am I going to do? Like, it's almost like the TV is automatically set to one of the news networks. Excuse me. And it's just a very frustrating time. So you've got all that. You've got this social media. I want to be interactive on Facebook with you guys and with other people, with my family and stuff. And that sucker is just flying with opinions left and right and otherwise. And it's just hell on earth right now, I got on it's funny, I got on Facebook originally because I thought, oh, this is a nice way to be able to tag family in pictures. I can see my family's pictures, like, that live far away. Oh, this is great. Then it starts out just morphing into this thing where there's all these time-wasting games that are just like so unproductive, so like they can waste your money because it's kind of like set up in a way to, once you spend money on it, it just drains your money. You've got to get more. So then it went from that to now all of this political stuff, and then not only do you have the political, but now you have the censored political. So it's just like inundated over and over and over again. And couple that with, do you wear a mask, do you not wear a mask? Does a mask truly help? Does a lockdown truly help? Does this help? Does that help? Are we ever going to get back to normal? Are we ever going to see a vaccine? Is the vaccine going to be worth anything? Just all of these things. And it's just like, I feel like we are getting pounded over and over and over and over again. And it wears on you, man. It just wears on you. So, also, my Wednesday nights are now booked up. I'm happy they're booked up with bowling. But even that is like, I'm going to bowling. I'm like, man, the center is only partly full, but still, I'm like, am I gonna catch something here? Uh, yeah. I kind of know what my feeling about the whole situation is, but what if I'm wrong? Like, what if? I mean, it is just so tough right now out in the world. And the last thing that I really need is probably to have some kind of like pseudo dilemma about how I'm going to deal with my hobby stuff as far as like rolling dice. So I kind of like needed to take a little break. I'm putting this thing away for a bit. That will allow me to get some other things out and maybe start doing some stuff. Yay! But I guess I'll put this up here for now. So anyway, what is this? Is what Michael Peterson said. So I will just say what it is just a check-in and just trying to give you guys an idea what my plans are, which is I just want to work on this baseball for a bit, and I was hoping by the end of October to be done with it, but it's probably running into November now, but I don't want to force it, but it does need to get done. So but I also, I love these little things, and so I got to figure out. I do still have to figure out what I plan to paint this guy here. So I'm thinking I'd like to get a green of some sort. I'm not sure what the color is shown here. But I'm thinking there's a couple different green shades, and I think I'll just see if I can find a way to get a hold of a spray can and some primer, and maybe a clear coat. We'll see. So I don't know. My wife has been surprisingly supportive of all this and putting a little bit of money towards it to try and get back into it. And maybe it's because, I think it's partly because I would like to have my son get involved in this, but I also kind of feel like she's like, this is a little bit more productive than rolling, but I don't know. There's room for both, although I'm pretty sure that the tabletop stuff is going to be what ends up winning the overall title when it comes to things, just because sports are pretty much my life most of the time. We're in the middle of football season. Again, we're just about winding down baseball. I guess we're in a place, I don't know. Did the Astros play today? I'm going to be gutted if they have already won and beat the Rays. That would just be... No, they're warming up. Dodgers have tied the Braves, so it looks like we've got... That's my dad's thing. My dad always felt like baseball set it up to go to 7 every time, and it's definitely working that way this time. You're gonna have the Rays trying not to endure what the Yankees did back in, what was it, 04 or whatever it was. Maybe it wasn't. I think it was 04. So anyway, I'm gonna get going here. Again, you guys are welcome to put. You probably got 2 more minutes if you have any questions, have any thoughts about kind of the 2020 doldrums of COVID politics and politics and having to mask up for work all the time, and all this kind of stuff. If Larry Rice agrees, 2004. So I'll just wait around here if anybody, like I said, if anybody has any thoughts, questions, or whatever. But Um, you know, I'm trying to put out here. I want to put out stuff that people want to see. You know, and the other thing about watching these videos of the scale modeling community, you know, seeing the numbers that they, you know, seeing the involvement of people watching the videos, but also the level of production they put into it. I mean, it, you know, it just makes what we do here, you know, it just makes it a little bit tough. Like I feel like, you know, sometimes I feel like we're not reaching, like, sometimes I feel like I'm not hitting the right notes. You know, we're playing the instrument, but, you know, we're like in the wrong key. And, you know, maybe people are less into watching a random game in a project versus, you know, I'll tell you, it's tough to do videos that are, you know, in depth. I'll tell you, if the last time I really feel like the last time I did a video on like statistics or anything like that, if you make a mistake, you'll hear about it and then you just feel like crap, and then you take your video down and then nobody sees it, because so I just think it's not very, I just don't think it's, I don't think it's just, it's, you've got to have some confidence to do that, you know, to do like a tutorial or whatever, because one mistake and then you're like, I mean, I can't have this out here because people think it's, well, and it makes me sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, and nobody wants that. So, all right, want you to do what motivates me. Work for me with switching game engines. Yes, I'm taking some time off. Yeah, keep it on. Let he who is without blame throw the first stone. Yeah, I mean, all of that makes sense to me, but you know, I guess I'm just trying to figure out what I've been trying to figure this out for like 3 years now. What should I be doing on the channel? And I just always like gravitate back to, I'm just gonna play games, and if people watch, people watch. If they don't, they don't. I'm gonna do what I have fun doing, and you know, I don't mind if someone comes in and says, I think I would have pinch hit for Jones over there or whatever, you know, or I wouldn't have pinch hit, or you should have sent him more, you should have played more hit and run, or you didn't use your chips right, you know, like if we're doing golf, you know, things like that. That I can kind of like handle, because most decisions in sports are like somewhere between 30 and 50% chances. There's like very few sure bets in a good sports game. If you want a sports game to be good, there should be a way to offer multiple strategic directions and have them be, you know, have some level of success. Not, you know, it can't always be equal, but, you know, because you also probably, when you have the varying strategies, you also want to have ways that some players or some teams are going to be better equipped to utilize those strategies than others. So that way, if you're a manager and you're trying to do a certain strategy and it's not the team for it, then you're going to pay the price. But it should be, you can still win if you're Adam Gase with the Jets trying to do whatever he's trying to do there. He should still have a chance to win. And in a football game, there should still be some small semblance of a chance that you're going to win, even if you mismatch your strategy with your team. Because that's the way sports usually are. And if you want to have a fun game, I think that's just the way, you know, you don't want it to be random, but you do you often want to have some tough choices. Um, so I don't know why I went on that bent, other than just to say, um, that's a little different than, I know what it was. That's kind of like different than, oh, I'm gonna do a an end all be all tips and tricks on how to like game the Stratomatic system or whatever, and here's your roll chart, and you don't take it out to the third decimal place or whatever, and someone calls you because you rounded up instead of rounded down, or you rounded down instead of, and this is kind of like true story, and it makes you feel like, so that's not, I don't really go into that anymore, because that doesn't feel great to spend time putting hard work into something and have somebody just take a dump on it. So yeah, anyway, so it's been about 45 minutes. I will wrap up. I just want to say this has absolutely nothing to do with the subscribers to our channel. I can guarantee you that I don't want to speak for Earl, Tabletop Earl, but I can absolutely say it has nothing to do with any of you guys. The reason that either of us are like taking little breaks, sometimes it's just, and I think this year typifies, not typifies, this year kind of like ramps it up even more, or, it's everything on steroids. Like, all these feelings are just like 6 times as strong, because we're just, I so much value my downtime, and sitting up in that recliner feels kind of good right now, and the missus appreciates me doing that, and I just it's just a very like fatigue laden time right now, and maybe it's partly because we're going to fall, and that's kind of like hibernation time. But heck, we're almost to the holiday season, guys. We're like heading into Halloween region, which then we're gonna do Thanksgiving and Christmas, and I'm glad that some of you, I hope most of you can be this way. For me, it's probably not. I'm hoping that you guys get to see family and stuff. I'm thinking for me that's probably not going to happen, besides our household, because of this stupid virus. And that's another thing I think that is ultimately bringing me down a lot, is it's been 10 months, and it's since I've seen my family, and I love it where I grew up. I love seeing my family, and I am just like ready to see this all be done, and the end is nowhere in sight. It's just, I'll do it again. So anyway, I've carried on long enough. Guys, have a good Saturday night here. I'm hoping that tomorrow I will roll a baseball game here on the channel. It's tough with football and all that stuff, but just be on the lookout. And anyway, thank you all for hanging in there. I see there are around 5-6 viewers right now. Just be safe. Take a load off. We're all trying to like get through this unscathed. There's just so many facets to it all, and it's I'm doing the best I can. So, and I hope you do too. So, hey Jerry, good to see you. I'm kind of wrapping it up here, but I'm just trying to there's another channel, Dave Gardner, he does these, like, he was doing these like therapy. I guess I needed a little bit of therapy tonight, talking to you guys, and just trying to explain what's up. And so you're probably not going to see any scale model stuff on here besides what I just did. Although, if you thought it was, if you kind of like seeing that, let me know. I wouldn't mind putting a little bit of crap out there, just walking through it a little bit. But well, don't be sorry, Jerry. You're only late because I started early. So no, it has nothing to do with that. It's just trying to not be a stranger on this channel. But like I said, hopefully I'll get a game in tomorrow. But just know that it's just a trying time for us all with all this that's going on. Whether it's people in our lives who have been afflicted by this or whatever. So good night, guys. We'll see you soon back here on the channel. So good night.